Gear up for winter at the St. Paul Ice Fishing and Winter Sports Show. It's December 5th through the 7th at River Center. Over 190 exhibitors, huge giveaways, including a $24,000 ice castle, and expert seminars. Enter for your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets today on our contest page. That's KFAN.com. Keyword contest to enter.
That's the dulcet tones of Tennessee, one half of the Common Man program. Vote early, vote often. What do they call it? 64-team podcast?
The 64.com?
The 64.com.
The 64.
The 64.com. They do brackets for just about everything. They do brackets about brackets.
Yeah, sounds like it.
They're doing a podcast bracket, and three of
Radio Sports Talk Show / podcast.
Yeah,
right.
Radio Sports. And they have three of the KFAN radio shows are on it. The Common Man, Paul Allen, and the Power Trip Morning Show. If it goes I don't think we're getting out of the first round.
You never know.
Well, you know what? Well,
people can vote for it, right?
Yeah,
it's not like there's a judge, a jury,
yeah,
right?
I know, but we're facing Karch and Anderson.
Where are they from?
Detroit.
Oh, well, yeah, they have a bigger market.
Detroit.
I guess
They're not bigger than us, are they?
I don't know. Pretty close.
Maybe.
Detroit's a big market, TV
And then
market.
I received this text message from the Brad John Bryant KFAN text line. It says, Common opens at plus 31.5 versus Karch and Anderson in the round of 64. Does that mean I'm a favorite?
I don't know what 30...
Plus 31.5 Tennessee, am I a favorite?
No, plus is underdog.
Oh, yeah. So, see, I'm a heavy underdog.
31 votes or 31
No,
what?
it's just plus 31.5. I
don't know what
is
that
it percentage or actual votes?
I think he's just doing a bit. He's just trying to say I'm a heavy underdog.
Yeah.
It's just a bit.
It is. It's a bit.
Yeah, the whole show is a bit. It's just like, don't take anything I say seriously. I don't know what's going to fly out of my mouth.
Correct.
But so I'm a heavy underdog.
Yeah.
But if I were to advance out of the first two matchups, and the Power Trip was...
We could beat them in the Sweet 16.
We could
Let's
beat them
bring
in
it
the
on.
Sweet 16.
Yeah, that'd be epic.
You know what? Got a message for the Power Trip Morning Show, by the way.
Objects in your mirror may be closer than they appear.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah. We're fine.
Yeah.
We'll be just fine. Your Wolves Club, you watched them last night.
I watched some.
I didn't watch any. I decided when Tennessee gave me the programming predicament, it was Wild, Wolves, and Gopher women's basketball.
Right.
Now, I know I could watch all three. You know, you could bounce around back and forth. The hockey game started later, so I could have caught pieces of all those games. That's too much for me to consume. I have a very small mind. There's too much clutter in here. So I decided to pick one. I picked the women's basketball team. I've not watched much of them. Mm-hmm. It was a very entertaining basketball game. There was Rock Hawk, what's it called? What's it called in Kansas? Is it Rock Chalk
Jayhawk.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk at Allen Center. It was an entertaining basketball game. I enjoyed it. Allen Fieldhouse, yeah. I enjoyed the game. It was back and forth the entire the entire second half. I mean, it was never more than 6 points separated. Mm-hmm. Gophers were always kind of playing catch up a little bit. I mean, they had the lead a couple of times in the second half, but it was only a 1 or 2 point lead. And then Kansas hung on to win the game. They got a couple of free throws late, but it was fun. It was an interesting game. Yeah, and you watched the Wolves are part of it. And I
stayed up and watched the Wild too.
I talked about the Wolves earlier. I just read the recap of the game, and I just kind of know how the NBA works. I'm sorry, and I know that the basketball community just thinks I just despise the NBA. I don't despise it. I'm just not a big fan of regular season NBA basketball because I think once one team that's 9-5 going into that game. I think the Wolves record was 9-5 or whatever it was.
It was 9-5.
9-5 going into the game, and Washington's 1-12. Well, you already know the outcome is basically. I mean, I guess there's a possibility that Washington could win one for the Gipper, but the Wolves got out to an early lead, and I think at that point the Wolves just go, well, we can do whatever we want here. I mean, we can play at 3/4 speed for a while. They'll cut the lead, then we'll get it back up. It's sort of like if you're teasing somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like you're holding out. Yeah, oh, look at here, like what I got for you here. And then they come after it, and then you pulled it away from them. And that's what I think that game was last night. Is that accurate or not?
It's accurate because the Wolves took a 27-point lead, which I didn't see any of the first half. And I was, we were having dinner. Karen was got home late, so we had a late dinner. And so I didn't have the game on.
Did you go out to dinner?
No, we made cod last night. Cod and, what else do we have? We have salad and something. Anyway,
very nice.
Yeah, it was really good. We haven't had that one.
Did you cook?
We put it in the air fryer. So she did that, and I made other stuff.
Is the air fryer? My wife and I have been considering getting an air fryer. Are they?
Love it.
Terrific.
Oh, you have one too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's shortcuts.
The way to go?
Well, I think for a lot of different foods it is. Yeah, okay. It's really pretty easy to use. So yeah, so I wasn't watching. Checking my phone once in a while, and then I saw they were up by 20 already, and I thought, well, this is going to be a cakewalk. But we got done, and she wanted to get to bed early, for she had a big day today, and so I put the Wolves game on, and all of a sudden I was texting with my son out in L.A. I went, the Wolves are up by 6 or something right now, and it never felt like they were going to lose the game, but it was. I mean, it reminded me of a lot of those games the Wolves played a few years ago when they would let a team like Washington hang around, then they'd end up losing to them. And I want to say I got to give credit to some of the, they're professionals. Chris Middleton's a good basketball player. He plays for Washington. McCollum's been around for quite a while. He's a good player. I don't know many of the other guys are. Bagley's been in the league for a while now, but the Wolves eventually pulled away, won by 11. Nothing that they were playing without Jaden McDaniels. Got the night off. He had a sore wrist or sprained wrist. Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow night against Phoenix. But Edwards continues to have second or third straight really poor shooting nights. I mean, he was 6 for 20 and 1 for 8 from 3, and it's like he just his swing is off, as they say. I mean, we've been analyzing to death J.J. McCarthy's throwing motion. Edwards, I'm sure, is he'll just try to shoot himself out of the slump that he's in right now. But it's not.
Is there reason to be concerned?
Oh, I would hope not. I don't think so.
Do you think he's peaked and now he's just going to be an average player?
No, I do not. Right. Julius Randle continues to have kind of an all-star start to his season. He's been their best player game in, game out with 32 points, 10 rebounds. Gobert had 15 rebounds. Jalen Clark, who I've been really impressed with. Naz Reid. Naz is really playing.
He's coming into his own.
He's playing at I think the highest level of his career. I mean, I heard Tom Crean on I think with Barrero yesterday or something. He kind of broke down his swing, his shooting motion, and how quick he's getting rid of the ball. And he had 28 off the bench last night. Dillingham, I still, I expect more from him. He only played 9 minutes, but, they're letting him shoot. The opponents were, and he was just 1 for 6. It just wasn't really coming close. So you kind of hope he's going to figure things out. He's still very young, but that's a worrisome position still, I think, overall with this team against the better team. So, yeah, they did what they had to do, and you close them out, and, it's just, you feel sorry. There's some really bad teams in both conferences right now in Washington. Like I said yesterday, they're more like the team that used to play the Washington Generals that played the Globetrotters.
With Ant struggling like he is, would you trade him for Scoot Henderson?
Who?
Scoot Henderson. He's a point guard for the Trailblazers.
Probably not.
I would if he continues to play like this for much longer. If he gets to the Christmas break playing like this, I'd trade him for Scoot.
For Scoot, just because you'd like to say Scoot.
For Scoot Henderson.
Yeah,
I think. Well, Scoot can scoot around the court.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with his game. So yeah, I mean, it's you march on, you take the win, you're 10-5, and you move on to the next one. And
you know what I find interesting in the relationship you have with your wife?
What's that?
She is busy morning, noon, and night. And you have nothing to do. Isn't that crazy?
That's not true.
I always love that one.
I got
you do a podcast once a week and 3 hours here. You work 4 hours a week.
I do Skull Stories for the Vikings, and I do Fox 9 pregame show. For an hour.
I say you work 5 hours a week.
Well, whatever it is, I'm semi-retired. This is what I'm doing. This is after 50 years of.
Well, no, I know. I'm not criticizing you. I'm just saying I'm just saying it's amazing to me.
Yeah, well,
because she, I mean, as legal counsel of the Minnesota Vikings, she's busy constantly, and so you just live the life
she's got a lot on her plate. the contracts that come through her desk, and I see, holy cow.
Think about this.
I'm just kidding.
So she gets up and she's, on her way over to Winter Park, and then you just go, okay, honey, see when you get home, and then you just kick back and relax.
She's a workout fanatic, so she got up at 5:30 this morning and went downstairs and got a workout in. Then, I was...
Well, if she was going to get up that early, she could have went to Mauer to check to see if she could find my keys to my car. I didn't even have to go.
I'll let her know that next time. It's not exactly on her way to TCO, but
no, it's not too far away.
Yeah, it works out great. And we got I'm seeing some friends for dinner tonight. We got a fashion show, a big fundraiser tomorrow night. A lot of people, 140 models, as we want to call them that.
You're modeling. You and Karn are going to wear the white robes that you wore.
I thought about that. That would have really been hysterical. A good.
What are you wearing?
I'm wearing a suit and pretty, we're sponsored by Martin Patrick, so we're wearing Martin Patrick's clothes. That I own.
That's a really nice store.
It is. It's a great store. So she's wearing clothes from there. And, it's all for the Masonic Children's Hospital. It's a big deal at the depot tomorrow night. So we're excited to partake in that. And
is Meat Sauce going to be I don't wearing his Lululemon for the fashion show?
I'm not sure if Meat Sauce is involved.
His Lululemon and his white athletic socks
that would be great.
That he went to get at Target along with Home Alone 2 on Blu-ray.
That might be the
DVD.
case, yeah. Yeah, speaking of my podcast, if I throw in a plug for that next Monday, I'm thrilled because I got Mitch Albom coming on. And yeah, we've been communicating with each other. He just got back from Haiti, where he and his wife adopted a little girl a while back, and just finished his new novel
book
twice, which is phenomenal.
How many books does he have?
Tears in my eyes reading that. So he agreed to come on Monday. So I'm very, very, very excited to interview him for a good hour.
How many books has he wrote?
Man, I don't know.
Is it
8,
hundreds?
9? No. I mean, he's got, obviously starting with Tuesdays with Morrie. He first one he wrote that I was familiar with was about the Fab Five, because he was working for the Detroit Free Press.
About the Beatles?
The sports writer. No, the basketball players.
Oh, okay.
And there were only 4, I think, in the Fab Four.
Well, Billy Preston was considered the 5th.
I guess you're right, technically. But anyway, I'm really excited, and I'll let folks know if they can listen to that.
Very good.
On Monday.
All right, very
Thanks
good.
For letting me plug
you
that.
bet. Well, not a problem. Take a break. We'll come back. We got plenty more to cover.
Yep.
When we come back, the three of us are going to be unfiltered for the first time ever.
Wow.
That's next. Common Man Program on the Fan.
We all remember that one teacher who made a difference, who believed in us, challenged us, or just made learning fun. Now's your chance to say thank you in a big way with iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. Nominate an outstanding public school teacher who's gone above and beyond for their students to win $5,000 to stock their classroom with whatever they need. Help us say thank you to the educator shaping our future. Nominate your favorite teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Text message from Burl Oaks Chef Guy. Burl Oaks, delightful golf course over on the west side of town, out in that same neck of the woods as Windsong Farms. I've played Burl Oaks. They're undergoing a renovation out there as well. All these golf courses are. But Burl Oaks Chef Guy says, "Come and trust me, buy an air fryer for you and potato. The Ninja model that cantilevers up and out of the way when not in use is the way to go." Here's another. This from Randy in Richmond, originally from St. Cloud. "Soggy fries from McDonald's when you get home? No problem.
Nope.
Put them in the air fryer and they taste crispy as they came out of the oil fryer." That's what, and someone else has said the same thing. They say, Drew says, air fryer is awesome.
Yeah.
Only way to reheat fries. I had no idea.
We make potatoes. I haven't done the refry. I mean, to put them in there for reheat the fries. But there's 1,000 different uses for them. And there's some really easy recipes with them. But I think if you have the kind of lifestyle like Karen gets home, we want to do. It's easier to make things in there and quickly and efficiently and taste great than it is using the conventional ovens for the most part. Yeah, it's really convenient. One of the best inventions I've seen in a long time.
From Larry Mandela guy. How did Common get home from our chef after dropping off Potato's car? Didn't he think he possibly left his keys in that vehicle? No. Deuce picked me up. I wasn't planning to even leave the car there. I was just going to charge the car. Then when I was coming from 1314 Insane Lane to Mauer Chev, that light came on again that said, and by the way, Mauer Chev has texted me and says the car's fixed. It's ready to go.
Okay. That's good to know.
It said reduced acceleration, drive with care.
Yeah,
now, when I accelerated, it still went like a bat out of you-know-where.
Mm-hmm.
That's what those electric cars do. They just take off. So I hooked up the car to the charger. I talked to the service department, and they said, well, you can leave it overnight. We'll look at it first thing in the morning. So then I don't know. I have to explain myself. Larry Mandela
explain yourself to Larry Mandela guy?
Yeah. So I called my wife and said, either you or Deuce is going to have to come and get me because I'm leaving your car here. And so Deuce came and picked me up in his car. Then I had to take Deuce's car back to Mauer Chev at 1 o'clock in the morning because I thought maybe I left my keys in my wife's car.
God.
And then I thought, I wonder if I took my keys and put them in the envelope and put them in the overnight drop box. Because that's where they wanted me to
What have you misplaced more, keys or your phone?
My mind.
Well, that's true. I forgot
my keys more than the phone.
Yeah.
But both. My sunglasses. I thought I lost those. I called the golf course. I texted Jack and Tom at Prestwick, and I said, I think maybe I left my sunglasses in the golf cart. You know where they were? So Deuce came home from a trip recently, and he's worse than me. He just throws things wherever he wants.
That's not
so he has one of those smaller suitcases, and he left it right by the front door in the dining room, and it was open. And when I came in with a handful of stuff, I dropped my sunglasses in there accidentally. I didn't know where they were. And then when I went to go move his suitcase, I saw my sunglasses were there. I thought they were gone. I texted the guys at the golf course. Could you look for them? I lose something. I've already lost my mind, so I can't lose that again. I lose something every single day. Or every other day.
At our age, you have to be conscious of having repetitive behavior when it comes to leaving the keys, wallet, cell phone in the same place every night. Otherwise, you will end up losing sunglasses, whatever it might be. You know, those the essentials. I think it starts with, keys, obviously, because you can't go anywhere without your keys. But phone is right up there. And that's the one that I am always, leaving it at a restaurant or talking, and I leave it on the table, and I walk out, and somebody from the wait staff is running after me because I forgot my phone there. That's the one that's...
There's a text message that says, it's common eating chips or using a salt grinder. That was... So I was having an avocado. I love avocados.
And we had one last night.
They're very
phenomenal.
It's a healthy fat. It's a healthy fat.
Yep.
You got to have fat in your diet.
Sure do.
It's best to eat healthy fats. Olives are also a source of healthy fat.
Don't eat those.
Oh, I love olives.
I know. I can't.
I could eat olives.
Olives and mushrooms. I
don't like mushrooms, but I love olives. Yeah. So there's a mix of herbs and spices that are specifically for avocado if you're making avocado toast. Mm-hmm. I'm not putting the avocado on toast, but I still, I was using the grinder. So I was using, it was a grinder.
All right.
I didn't know that was going over the air.
It's cooking tips constantly with Common Man.
Yeah, that's what we do. Well, my wife rattles the pots and pans.
I understand that. Yeah.
And so that's always good, too. You said you watched The Wild. It looks like the Wall of St. Paul, the Volstead kid, is as good as it gets. Tell me, what's his record now? Like 6-0-1?
5-0-2.
5-0-2. That's a nice record.
They had a stat as the game was on, and as he continued his shutout streak, where they were up to 171 straight minutes without giving up a goal. I think 10 was it. I may have been
something like that.
It was on national TV last night, and Carolina's a first place team, and they came back and ended up, tying it up with, just the puck just crossing the goal line with 50. They pulled the goalie with 50 seconds to go. So it went to OT and nothing materialized in the 3-on-3. And then they had the old shootout. And Wallstead he was the human wall. He did what he needed to do, and Boldy got the winning goal, right? And he had scored the other one.
Shootout, yeah.
The shootout goal, too. Yeah. So, nice win. Late night for the people who were able to stay there. It got off to a later start than even normal because the first game ran over, of course. And so, I'm looking at my watch and going, is it midnight right now? They're so pretty close to it for a regular season game against an East Coast team. It's crazy. But, they're playing well. They got the 2 points, and good for them. They're playing at a higher level right now. And the goalie's playing really well.
Sorry, turn on my mic. I always knew Rosen was born to be a model. He looks like a bristled 21-year-old at 73. He's the definition of sex appeal. Work it, Rosie.
Wow.
Well,
I hope that was a female.
Well, it's Kevin from Woodbury.
Oh, damn it. Well, I wouldn't exactly say I'm a model. We're just doing this for charity tomorrow night, and happy to take part in it. I mean, one of I mean, it's going to be a madhouse. We were on one of those conference calls the other night. It was like, well, I tip the cap to the people who are organizing this thing, trying to keep people in line and where they're going to go, and they have kids involved with it, and it's a big deal. They're going to raise a lot of money for the hospital, so that's the most important thing.
Common, try keeping your keys, wallet, sunglasses, and your microwave oven in your right front pocket. You'll always know where they are. Love the grum, prop up the side. That's what Tennessee does.
Yeah, pocket.
When you get home, do you take it out of the pocket?
100%.
See, Tennessee's the one person. This is an amazing thing. When he gets home, he keeps his wallet, his phone, and his keys in his pocket and lounges around the house.
Well, if I'm wearing my jeans. Yeah, that's what I had them in all day.
But it's kind of bulky that way, and you can. I don't know.
That's what most people think, but
it's
not
in the front. It's not in the back.
I know that's true. Well, it depends. Mine. I still have to.
Don't even try
I have
to
the
debate
George
it with
Costanza wallet. I still have to get rid of crap that's in my wallet. But
what do you have in your wallet?
Not too many cards. Not credit cards. Like cards I really don't need.
Well, like what?
Well, I'll show you. I mean,
why do you have that big of a wallet? Oh my gosh! Look at it. It's the size of the Chicago phone directory.
No, I mean I have my health. Stuff, and then I got Twin City Media now. I don't need that.
No,
look at
my
that
wallet.
My insurance card, my accountant.
You don't need those with you.
My cardiologist in case you give me a heart attack.
You might want to keep that one in there.
My SAG-AFTRA card, Twin City Orthopedic, Pinnacle Foot Care. Yeah, I don't need all this stuff.
Well, you don't need them with you.
No, I don't. You're right.
You get home to find the card.
You're right. The only card. I mean, I need my. Obviously my. When I get stopped by the police, for my.
Here's what I have. Look at
car
this.
insurance. That's smart.
It's a leather. It's a leather credit card thing. That's
smart. I know.
It's got my bank card in it, my driver's license, and my credit card. That's all I need.
I'm 100%. I got to be more disciplined.
Go get one of these. These are really hard to find too.
Are they?
The thin one. And
those are great.
Fits 3 exactly.
I'd be afraid of losing that, but no, I'm with you.
Well, trust me, I've misplaced that before too.
I keep them in the same place every night. I try.
I lose things so much. Like if I take my credit card out to pay at the pump, right?
Right.
When I get back in the car, I look to make sure all 3 of those cards are still in the leather thing, that I didn't drop one laying on the ground. Oh, I've done that before too. There was a time when back in my Haight-Ashbury days, where a bag of dope dropped out of my car, and I drove away, panicked, went back, it was still there.
Oh, we didn't have credit cards back then.
No, we didn't.
No.
We'll take a break.
Cash
we'll come
only.
back. One more segment to go here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
Hey, Rubes, this football season, Bell Bank is giving one KFAN listener each week $1,000 to pay it forward to a charity of their choice. Just head over to KFAN.com, keyword contest, to learn more and enter today. That's KFAN.com, keyword contest.
Couple 13-14 past, I'm Com, and he's 10 and B, the legendary Mark Rosen here as well. Your Gopher football team, they still stuck on 6 wins. They're bowl eligible. They'll play somewhere.
They're bowl eligible, but they're
6-4, 6-5. I don't know what their record is. Northwestern at Wrigley, is that correct? They're playing.
That is correct. I was talking to Garzi about that, and
they're doing that because are they redoing the Northwestern Stadium?
I don't know.
I think they.
I just sometimes they play a game there because they can.
But I also thought they were refurbishing. But I could have my information wrong.
Yeah,
wouldn't be the first time.
Bears used to play there all the time.
What do you think of the Gophers club against Northwestern?
I mean, it's a game that it'd be nice to know that they're capable of winning. It's right, as I said the other day, they're back in their weight class. I mean, this is not Oregon, it's not Ohio State, it's not Iowa. I mean, it's a team that the Gophers are slight underdogs, but these are the types of games that you just need to win if you want to kind of move the needle a little bit more with your football program. And it's not going to cause massive waves. They're not going to rush the field, the Gopher fans, but
they might.
I don't unless they want a piece of Wrigley Field.
We talked about this yesterday, or maybe the day before, about moving the needle. Are we still at the point where a win with Northwestern would move the needle?
No, it's just another win.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like, not that they're supposed to beat Northwestern every single time they play them, but beating Northwestern would make me go, I think Fleck's got the team heading in the right direction.
No.
They've had 3 humiliating losses to really good teams, but it's not... they weren't even games.
They haven't played. They haven't come close on the road. They haven't been even close to being competitive on the road in any of their games. The Iowa one really stands out to me more than the other two because they were playing, literally top two of the top ranked teams in the country. But Iowa, they got smoked on national television. That was really tough to watch. So, yeah, no, it's not going to move the needle. It's just an opportunity to win another game and a game that you should be competitive in and to see if they've made those incremental improvements as the season has gone on and they get down to the wire here in their Big Ten schedule. It's not a lot of, to get, pumped up about. You'll hope they win. I'll watch it. I'll try to keep an eye on it on Saturday morning. I think it's an 11 o'clock game, and I'm sure it'll be a more than a fair amount of Gopher fans going to the hallowed grounds of Wrigley Field to watch a football game. As I said, they used to play a lot of college. The Bears, as I said, played there for a long time, along with Soldier Field. I think they kind of went back and forth.
I'm going to play golf. Let me know how the game. Yeah, let me know how the game goes. Yeah, it should be a good weekend.
I'm not going to let you know how the game goes. You can check your phone.
Sunday, Vikings will be at Curly to take on the Packers. You'll hear that game on this radio station. Our coverage begins at 10. Be here for the pooch kick to about the 5-yard line, then return to the 22. We don't boom it anymore at 12 noon. Again, mathematically, the Vikings are still, in line. You run the table, and your record would be 11-6. I don't think they're going to run the table, but you're still playing to win games. I know we had the discussion. We had fans and listeners texting in for the last couple of weeks doing the Vikings are, before Wentz had the season-ending injury and McCarthy's ankle allegedly healed. We had people saying, well, you know what? We're not going to the big game anyway. So, we may as well see what we have in McCarthy. The franchise doesn't feel like that. They're never. No. If they lose 3 in a row and go to 4-9, well, then they will know that it's over. They're still going to, I think, try to win games, but it is to the point where it's getting hard. Even if you're a fan of the club, it's hard to really feel real confident about this game against Green Bay. Would you agree?
Yes and no. I just think that because of the history between the teams, the Vikings have played pretty well at Lambeau. The Packers have, they've lost a few. As I said, they haven't been covering the spread. They have their own issues right now. It's interesting that, as this discussion carries on, and the Vikings made a minor move, but they're turning it into the opportunity to return Ryan Kelly to the starting lineup, their center. I was asking Tenna between commercial breaks, did he start 1 or 2 games before the latest concussion?
So with offensive linemen, they don't have stats, but I did, I'm reading a Kevin Seifert story from October 4th. So obviously he started game 1.
Right.
He went into concussion protocol in game 2. And
that's been it.
Second game of the season. So he missed the following game. He then returned against the Steelers, but went back into concussion protocol at halftime.
Fifth document. There could be others that, because I think sometimes players get their bells wrong and don't go into concussion protocol, and they still may have suffered from a
independent person has to take care of that. But
he's been wearing. O'Connell said yesterday he's been wearing one of the Guardian helmets, and probably will during the game.
I don't know. When I say I don't know, I've talked to enough people that really help guard against another concussion. You hope that's the case. The Vikings are really down in cornerbacks. That Fabian Moreau is playing now, and with cutting McLaughlin, they're a little thin back there. But they need to try to get. It really is ironic because here we are, the season on the brink, and if Grenard comes back this week, healthiest they've been all season, really.
Yeah.
With Jefferson obviously been back, and the offensive line intact. The running backs, Aaron Jones is playing. Again, Van Ginkel back. So to answer your question, there's, from a standpoint of talent versus talent, it's a pretty evenly matched game, as it normally is with Minnesota and Green Bay. And I think that the fact that the Vikings are pretty healthy right now, should.
And that's why you picked them. You think they're going to win.
Well, I picked them because
I hope they win. I think they're going to lose.
Well,
I think Green Bay will win the game. I want the Vikings to win. I hope they win. But if you're asking me to pick a winner, I think Green Bay wins.
My point when the spread swing is that 6.5-point favorites. That's why I took the Vikings.
I'm just about wins and loses. Yeah. I don't care about points. I'm talking about right now just who do you think will win the game? And the reason, until McCarthy puts together more than one drive or one quarter, I'm not convinced he's able to lead a team to it.
Well, he did it in Detroit.
Yeah, he did it in Detroit, but that was more their defense than anything. I mean, he was okay. He was fine. He was fine. He was fine. You know, that's okay. But until he plays a complete game where it's like he has a high completion percentage, he doesn't turn the ball over, he's in command of the, you know, he's an overthrowing receivers, you know, over their heads by 10, 15 yards. Until he does that, it's hard for me to just look at this team and go, they're going to win a game.
Of course it is. I mean, even the conversation went all the way back. I mean, McCarthy talked about the mechanics he learned when he was playing for Harbaugh at Michigan. I mean, it's like, are we really having this discussion right now about what he learned at Michigan? You know, it's baffling, and there's no way of having a shortcut to what he needs to do to get better, other than more and more reps. And you know, patience is thin when you're playing once a week, and you're playing on a team that was, you know, 13-4 last year, and expectations at the least were to get back to the postseason and finally win a playoff game. But right now, you're, you know, as they say, skating on thin ice with that prospect, and then you got to go to Seattle next week. And
you think they're going to make the playoffs? I think.
No, I don't.
Oh,
no, I don't. No, I don't think they'll make the playoffs. I think they'll win some games, but I think because the health of this team is remarkable right now, they really should win some games. I do think this will be a drag out field goal type game on Sunday. I don't see Green Bay has not exactly been burning up the scoreboard. You know, they
scored a lot of points last week, didn't they? And they scored 28 or 31 against the Giants.
Yeah, they almost lost that game though too. They almost blew that game.
I'm just saying that in the NFL is down.
Well, I'm just saying that they, on one side, they scored points, but they also, you know, almost blew it to a undermanned Giants.
You like this Vikings club a lot.
I like the talent they have, but of course, everyone has the same questions about the quarterback right now until proven otherwise. String some drives together. I mean, you know, have an up-tempo kind of offense. Man, the last drive of the game was like, wait, who is that? The same guy we just watched for 3+ quarters? Getting the line of scrimmage, getting the ball out of his hands quickly, and they had some. You know, look, they had drops last week. Other things that went on. Obviously, they probably would have. The conversation would have been a little bit different had the kick coverage been there on that last one, and the Vikings were able to stop Caleb Williams on that last drive from getting into field goal range. But you know, that's a moot point. They didn't. So
no, they didn't.
And the Bears won the football game.
If Detroit would have converted on 2 of those 4th downs, they would have won the football game.
Correct.
If they wouldn't have got jobbed by the officials on that terrible call on the third night, they would have had a chance to win the game. So you can do that about every game.
Of course you can.
The league.
Yeah, and everyone does.
If Darnold wouldn't have thrown 4 interceptions, they would have beat the Rams. Well, they almost did. With 4 interceptions, they had the game. It was theirs to win. And they lost it. Yeah. So that's just the way it is in the National Football League.
It is. That's why we love the week-to-week drama.
For those that think I don't pay attention to things, one thing I do pay attention to is college football stadium construction.
Okay.
It says, yes, Northwestern plays games at Wrigley after the Cubs are done with their season while their new stadium is being built. Their new stadium is opening next year. See how I follow sports?
That's great.
See, that's what you need to do. You need to take. Well, you said you didn't know, and
I did not know.
Northwestern.
They have 10,000 people show up for those football games. I mean, I guess it's about time they have a new stadium there. I've been to that stadium.
I have the.
It's like a high school stadium.
I watch all the Northwestern games. I have the Northwestern television network.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Much like you really watched all the Boston college football games, hockey games. I watch all the Northwestern football games. That's what I do. The Twins.
Oh, boy.
They made that trade, and it's obvious. I don't think we're going to be spending a whole bunch of time talking about the Twins. I really do. It would be it'd be pretty shocking if they put themselves in the mix this year. They're basically at total rebuild, right? I mean, even if they keep a couple of their core players like Buxton, Lewis, Ryan, and Lopez, 4 players does not a team make, and they're going to rely on a lot of young guys. And, the issue with it is, after the trade deadline, they acquired some young talent that, again, that have gotten nice reviews. But I've said this before. We hear this all the time about not just the Twins pharmacists, but about others. Boy, they got a lot of really good young talent.
Right.
But they don't all pan out. And so, let's say you have in your system, 12 guys that are considered really good. Well, of those 12, how many are going to end up being really good at the major league record? 5? 2?
Maybe.
I mean, that's the thing. And
that's
so,
the odds.
Yeah, and so, and I know organizations, that's what they do is they sell hope. But then I just, until I actually said, the Walker Kessler, what's his name? Kessler.
Yeah.
Now he seems like he can't miss, but he could miss. But you have a couple of guys like that, but that does not a team make. And so I think.
Royce Lewis is supposed to be one of those guys.
Well, that's it. And Lewis showed flashes early, but he's been injury riddled. And then he talked about he didn't believe in slumps. They had a story in the Fish Wrap Factory West Side. Either it was the Fish Wrap or it was The Athletic that had a story last year that listed the longest slumps in Twins history.
Right.
And of the top 30, he had 2 of the top 30.
It's amazing.
And he admitted, I guess I am slumping. And so, I is highly regarded as he was. I think he was considered not only the top prospect in the Twins organization, but at one time in all of baseball. I would think that talent is still there, and he is going to be able to cultivate that and become a strong everyday player, maybe an elite player, but we just don't know. And that's why when the Twins talk about all their young talent in the minors, I just roll my eyes, shrug my shoulders, shake my head, and say, we'll wait and see.
Well, and again, every time I check social media, and Aaron Gleeman is on top of it, of course, seems like the Twins' payroll is shrinking every time I look at it. And this was Aaron wrote this 2 hours ago. It sure seems like the Twins' payroll, currently at $96 million, will sink below Metrodome era spending relative to the league. And he had a whole column about it, which I don't need to get into. But we don't get any messaging from the front office about pretty much anything other than they hired a new manager, and the continued potential of trading Joe Ryan and or Pablo Lopez, are only 2 starting pitchers that they really have, is still on the potentially on the horizon. And before you know it, pitchers and catchers will be reporting to Fort Myers, and you're selling what? And it's not all equated to payroll, but it's certainly, man, it's just there's never anything to kind of rally in the most ardent Twins fan to get excited about next spring, and that's where we are with this team, with the ownership, with the limited owners that still haven't been announced. I thought that was going to happen quite a while ago. They were going to potentially infuse some more money into this team and in the payroll, but it's just silence is all we're hearing out of Target Field. So good luck. I don't know how else to try to get the word out about what this team is doing, because we don't know, and pretty much nothing. Making a minor league trade.
I guess his name is actually Walker Jenkins.
Walker Jenkins. What did I say?
Walker Kessler.
Oh, Kessler's
He plays for the Jazz.
He plays he's
and
I
wanted him.
player.
We traded him. We had him at one time.
Yeah,
we let him go.
He got hurt too. So
we let him go. We could have had him.
They don't need him.
You know what? We're going to rue the day that we traded Walker Kessler. I'm telling you, we are. I think he's got a bright future.
Well, he might. I hope he does. But right now, he's not playing very much.
10B, Frost got one of their original players back.
I don't know much about her, so I'm not going to be able to answer that very well.
She was on, she won 2 cups. What do we call them? Commissioner's Cups?
Yeah, I mean, they lost a lot of players in the offseason. Obviously, you have the 2 expansion franchises. Right. They lost a lot on the blue line. They maintained both of their goalies and a lot of their probably highest end scoring talent. But really what's been the strength of that team over the last few years, especially come playoff time, is their ability to defend.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they're able to.
They're much like that Wild Sound. We fight and defend to the very end, or whatever they say.
So I don't know a whole lot about the replacements yet.
Well, and here's what I like about the Frost is they never melt. Well, they don't. I mean, haven't they had their backs against the wall the first 2 seasons where they were on the brink of elimination, had to win like 5 games in a row just to qualify? Didn't that the story for one of their years? They had to win like 5 in a row just to make it to the playoffs, and they did.
I think the first year, they actually went the opposite way, where they were losing all the games going in. Yeah, they barely hung on.
No, well, maybe it was year 2. They did.
I don't remember what year was which. Maybe last year was the one where they hung on.
Anyway, all they do is win.
They have like ice in their veins.
Well, they do.
Yeah.
They cut their.
They're cold-blooded.
Yeah, they cut their teeth in the penalty box.
Yeah, I saw some of the Wild players walking in with Frost jerseys on last night, sweaters on last night.
Well, all for one for all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get rid of that one. I don't need that. I just don't need that. So you're on record. You're taking the Vikings to win at Lambeau.
I'm not taking the Vikings to win, but I think it's going to be a field goal game. I just think.
So you're picking Green Bay?
No,
or you don't know?
I don't really. No, I just don't. I'm not picking a side.
Who do you think? I
sounds like he's waffling.
It is. I think Green Bay is going to win. I don't want them to win, but I'm not afraid to upset Viking fans who really want them to win. To just say, I think Green Bay is going to win the game. Well, until McCarthy shows me he can put a complete game together, I don't believe in him.
The most concerning thing is it's all talk about his mechanics right now.
Yeah.
And the talk from the experts are those mechanics are fixable. But I don't think they're fixable in 1 week. I think that's like an off-season.
Yes.
You need to fix those things. So I don't imagine J.J. McCarthy all of a sudden coming up with a brilliant performance.
Well, that's not what he said. He said it's like a cork about to pop off a champagne bottle. We're going to celebrate. Do you like parades?
The scripted plays at the beginning and the scripted plays at the end have been pretty successful. It's what goes on in between that's been killing them.
Are they scripting plays at the end?
I don't know. I think they did the last drive. They certainly had the
kind of hard to script plays at the end?
Well, the tempo was different, and he got to the line of scrimmage and was slinging it.
I might be the hockey guy and not tend to be. This text message says both years the Frost got in on the final game.
Well, I knew they got in on the final game, but it was I was talking about how they were.
Oh, okay.
One of the years wasn't. One of the years they weren't playing well going in. They needed somebody else to lose. They were okay. They lost 4 or 5 in a row.
It sounded like you were losing the mantle as hockey expert on the show, and I was taking over. I was just checking.
No, the listener just wasn't listening.
Okay. I thought maybe I'd become the hockey expert on the show. That's what I strive for, Mark. To be the hockey expert.
This is why you're going to win that radio poll.
We'll see you Tuesday at
yes, sir.
At 2 o'clock, correct? Yes, Teddy, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We enjoyed our visit with you today. We're back. Oh, who's playing Program Password?
LaBelle and Dave Sinekin.
Yeah.
Good night, folks.
Packer preview.
Good night, Mr.
And
Calabash.
Bear, whatever. Bear down. And then the roar's been restored. Stick around, Big Ticket and JGR next.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.